I'm introducing a new method of assessment. We call this the intuitive eating exercise. I taught nutrition for some years at Naropa University in Boulder, Colorado. And every year I had like 25 students in there who basically they became like my patients, right? Because I would require them for their homework to select from a menu of dietary changes, right? Then they would make the dietary change, and then they had to report the results back to the class. So it was this community learning situation. But I learned a lot about patient compliance, results, and everything like that. I think I did 130 or 140 of those students over a 7-year period. So I developed an exercise for them the first year I taught there, which I immediately incorporated with all my herbal trainees and frequently with many of my patients. I call it an intuitive eating exercise. And this is where you're going to try to consult your own body's inner wisdom about what you need to eat. It can be seen that wild animals, right, know what to eat without needing a nutrition class, right? And they know what plants are poison and what are not without needing to have a plant toxicology class, right? And so somehow animals are hardwired, or they acquire the knowledge to know what's good for them or bad for them and what they may need. And so my question is, and we can ask this question, and when I was asking this, is this capacity still available to us, right? This instinctive, intuitive eating. Because our heads are all so full of what's good for us and what's bad for us, and fat is bad, and cholesterol is bad, and fiber is good, and we have all this stuff that's mentally appropriated, which guide our diet, when perhaps if we could get more in touch with our own instinctual eating, we might be able to improve our nutrition. And especially, we might be able to detect intuitively the foods that are going to cause us stress and the foods that might cause us low-grade injury or harm, chronic harm. So this is the exercise. It says that it's intuitive exercise just before shopping. I like to say shopping is the control point, right? If you don't buy it, it's not in your kitchen. If it's not in your kitchen, you don't eat it. So this is a critical control point, okay? Another critical control point is when you're going to go out to eat, you decide which restaurant you're going to go to, right? Are we going to go to the pizza parlor, right? Are we going to go to the Middle Eastern restaurant? We're going to go to the sushi bar, right? So shopping is one of the control points. When you select what restaurant you're going to eat at is another control point. When you get to the restaurant, when you pick from the menu, that's another control point, right? And finally, when you're at home, selecting what you're going to cook for dinner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or snack, that's another control point. So if you do this exercise at those points, and let's just focus on the shopping. This is your intuitive shopping exercise. The exercise is written out here. This takes a little bit of practice. Okay. But here's the exercise. You can even sort of do it while I'm talking about it, if you like. But the first, here you are at the grocery store, you're ready to shop, and you take a few breaths, deep breaths, and you make the intention, right? You know how to make an intention. You say, I'm going to do this, right? And intention can activate your unconscious mind in a profound way. So you make the intention and the affirmation. You say, I intend to set aside all my preconceptions about what's good or bad for me today, right? And maybe you feel a little fear and you go, oh, no, no, you can have them back. Just for now, I'm going to release all my preconceptions, okay? And you release them, do something like release with your hands or exhale with your breath and say release. And then take a few more breaths and make the affirmation that you intend to consult your highest and most accurate intuition about what foods are good or bad for you today. Okay? You're impressing on your unconscious mind that you don't want some kind of people-pleasing answer, right? That you want truth, you want an accurate answer. You're impressing on that. And then you relax and you be open to where the message is going to come from. You know, one person a word will be heard, broccoli, you know, or someone else, it'll be an image of a steak sizzling on a grill, you know. For someone else, maybe the person is spatial kinesthetic. They don't really have anything, but they find themselves walking over toward the fish case, right? And some people get visual panoramas. One of my students, the most memorable, said, I said, well, how does the intuition come to you? And she says, oh, well, the food goddess comes in front of me and she holds out a basket and she holds out all the food I'm supposed to eat. Right? Everybody doesn't get the food goddess. Many people, it just seems a little bit boring, but you just get a sense. I think I should have some of that.